So I feel like I should address something because it's totally fucked. It was last summer. It wasn't this last summer. It was the summer before, the summer of 2022. Oh, excuse me. And I had an ex named Michael Wood. And he had offered to let me use his shower and bathroom, and maybe help me out with some dog food sometimes. He never did. Never. Nothing. And he left me with Bella, and it was such a hot summer in a car with no AC. The fan didn't even work in the fucking car. And so I'm over at his house one night, though. I came over, I don't remember why I was over there. I totally don't remember. And he told me to come get. I had some of my stuff over there, and he told me to come get it. Didn't say why. Nothing. And his brother had been staying with him. His brother's equally a fucking piece of shit loser, just like him. Not my opinion. This is the truth. And drug addicts, both of them. I mean, Michael lied to me for a year about being on methadone because he knew I would have nothing to do with him if I knew the truth. And we broke up over his drug use, his continued drug use. I mean, the man's like almost 60 years old and he's still just slurping it up. It's disgusting. And God, the things we do when we're unhealed. I mean, getting involved with him was one of the worst things I ever did. Anyway, so I go over to his house to pick up my shit. And his brother had been staying over at his place. And I thought, I mean, he was telling me, like, his brother was having a hard time and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, But the way he made it sound was like his brother was without a house. His brother was, like, houseless on the street, living in his car. I mean, that's what I thought because that's how Mike made it sound. So I go to pick up my shit, and he told me his brother was like going to the casino and like all kinds of shit, and I'm like, well, it's his brother, so I didn't get mad at him, like I just thought he was helping his brother out because his brother was yet again in another tight spot of his own fucking making. So I'm there, and I have Bella. I bring Bella with me. Of course, I bring Bella with me everywhere. And I'm gonna have to roll another cigarette to tell this story. So I open the door. I knock on the door, on his bedroom door, because he lives in a little shithole, fucking closet in Santa Barbara for like $1,400. An idiot. Anyway, I open the door. I knock on the door, and I open the door, and his brother's laying on his bed. And he's like sitting in a chair, and Bella thinks it's him and goes and runs towards his brother on the bed and jumps up on the bed, like to give him, love. And he uses both his hands and both his legs and launches her across the fucking room. She hits the wall. I freak out, of course. I mean, what the fuck? Like launched her across the room. And she's a fairly decent sized dog. She's not a little, chihuahua or something. Both hands, both legs. Like, what the fuck, though? I mean, she wasn't even doing anything. She was just jumping up on the bed. Nothing, he flipped out. So I immediately get up in his brother's face and tell him, you touched my dog again and you'll regret it. And that was about it. I left, like that was it. I didn't really talk to Mike again about it. I mean, I did, and I was so mad at Mike because he had a dog that, when I met him, he had a dog named Chance, and he loved that dog. I mean, he loved that dog. And if his brother had launched his dog across the room for doing nothing, I mean, she didn't do anything. She wasn't doing anything. She wasn't being aggressive. She was just, she thought it was Mike on the bed. And either way, she was just trying to give affection. She wasn't doing anything. She wasn't barking, nothing, snarling, nothing. And I mean, I was very mad at Michael because he didn't stand up for her or for me. And then I find out that his brother, Mike's brother, Chris, fucking loser. He's not homeless. He's not without a house. He's living in Mike's place while he goes back and forth from the casino and his job and like doing a shit ton of heroin and meth and God knows what the fuck else. Who knows? I don't fucking know. Like, they're all fucking into needles and shit. I'm just like, ugh. You know, I can barely, ugh. Oh, excuse me. So, I didn't know that any of this had happened, but apparently Mike went to the police department and told the police, the Santa Barbara Police Department, told the police that I was harassing him, calling him, insisting that he give me money, and that he owed me $800. The fuck? Like, he wouldn't give me a shower, he wouldn't let me fucking nothing. Wouldn't help me with food, nothing. I mean, I was spending $10 a day on bags of ice to keep me and Bella from fucking having heat stroke in the car. It was unbelievable. And he wanted to fuck me on top of it all. Like, are you fucking crazy? Ugh. I mean, really, really awful shit. Really awful shit he did to me. And, so then it was in December after I helped save that man's life on the 154 in that accident. And I asked Mike if he wanted to go. I didn't know about the police report. I didn't know about any of this stuff. And so I asked him if he wanted to go camping. And he said yes. So we went camping. We went up to El Capitan Beach. I still have the parking stickers from that. And, you know, like because they take license plates, you know, when you drive in, when you have vehicles, you know, they take down license plates. So, you know, but so we go camping. We're like camping over Christmas. It's Christmas time. It was, in fact, it was Christmas Eve and Christmas night, like Christmas Eve night and Christmas Day and night that we were out there. And then I left town. Didn't even know he had filed a police report against me. Totally fucking bullshit. Totally bullshit. He tried to get a restraining order against me. Like, the thing about it is that he filed this fucking totally erroneous police report back in, I think it was September of 2022. And he totally lied to the police. I mean, he lied. Lied about everything. Lied about everything. And, so I intuitively, I mean, and totally off the cuff, why was I looking in, I was looking in, the court dockets, like, you know, because it's all public record, but I don't remember what I was looking for exactly, but it was something totally unrelated to Mike at all. So, but then I got, like, I remember looking at the Santa Barbara Superior Court, you know, records, and online, and I wasn't even in the state. I think I was in Oregon when I did this. Like, I wasn't even in California. You know, I had left California to go on a road trip with Bella, and I don't remember why I searched for Mike's name. I don't remember why I did that, but I did. I had this intuition that something was wrong. So I started looking at court records with his name on it. Well, I found like an annulled marriage. I found like a bunch of weird shit, like a bunch of stuff. A lot of police reports filed against him. A lot of police reports that he filed against. Lots of police reports he's filed against other people. A lot of them. Which I'm sure 90% or more of them are complete fucking lies. Because that's all he does is lie. And, so, you know, I come back to Santa Barbara after I found these police records, you know, I hadn't seen the police records yet, but I saw the court records, and, so I knew that there was a police report, you know, and, I come back from the road trip with Bella, and, you know, he contacted me multiple times, and, you know, I wouldn't even talk to him, obviously, because I knew about this thing now. Like, I mean, then I knew about it at that time. And so, like, finally I knew about it. But, like, for all those months, all that whole summer, and through Christmas time camping with him, I didn't know. I had no idea. None. And, so when I get back into town, he was contacting me, you know, calling me, texting me. Total fucking nut job. And, I had left my car. He had given my car back to my other ex, who then proceeded to empty it out of everything that Bella and I owned. My grandfather's Bible was in there. I mean, all kinds of shit was in there. Charles Watson. And if you ever see this, Charles, you're a piece of shit too. My God. These people, like, the things we do when we're unhealed, but, like, I mean, I take responsibility for it, but, like, still, really? Like, my whole family's dead, dude. And you had to throw my shit out? Which I don't believe he did. I believe he kept it. Not all of it, but kept it. So, and, like, no contact to me. None at all. Like, he, you know, do you want me to, like, you know, what do you want me to, none of that. None of that. I was not contacted. Both of them had my phone number. Nothing. Not a fucking word. Nothing to me. Like, nobody, neither Mike nor, I tried to give my car key to Mike a couple different times, because I didn't know about the police report. You know, at that time, I didn't know about this temporary restraining order against me. I had no fucking idea. No clue. So I'm like, you know, so I come back to Santa Barbara, and, I filed the papers to get the police report, and they released it to me, of course, because, you know, they have to. And I read what Michael said. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock when I said that. I read what Michael said, and not one mention about his brother kicking my dog. Nothing. Not a fucking word about any of it. He just made out to the police like I was some dangerous person, like, harassing him for no reason. I'm like, dude, first of all, you told me you'd help me. Second of all, you owed me a shit ton of money. Like, he owed me a lot of money, which I don't even deal with him anymore at all. And I never will again. Never. He's not a good person. Not even a decent person. Not even decent. And so and the reason I'm talking about this today is because I found out that I wasn't awarded something that would have made a difference in me and Bella's life forever. Like, I would have had a home, I would have gone back to school. I mean, there's a lot of things I would have done. I would have had a house, you know, because of that fucking police report. That false police report he filed against me for nothing. Like, I didn't threaten Mike, I threatened his brother, because his brother's the one who hurt my dog. What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, what the fuck? I can't tell you how many times. I mean, I could, but you probably wouldn't believe me. How many times people have done horrible shit like that to me, and they never paid for any of it. Not that I ever saw. They certainly never said they were sorry, never admitted to it, never tried to make it right. Nothing at all. So, you know, I've tried to give Mike a couple chances, and I don't mean like to get back together with him, because I would never do that. Ugh. But I've hung out with him a couple times, and just in the last 6 weeks, I bought you know, some Dutch ovens, and I gave him one of them, and he said he'd pay me back for it. Never paid me back. So I'm going to count it as, you know what, it only, you know, it cost me a Dutch oven to get rid of him out of my life forever. Yeah, I cannot stand that bullshit. It's so horrible. Like, he cost me more than he could ever repay me. Ever. Ever. And he'll never say he's sorry. But if he does, it's like bullshit anyway. Because like I said, all he does is lie. And that's the truth about him. Why am I talking about this? Well, because I'm tired of like not, I mean, I did a video about like my sister and my mother and, you know, shit like that. Like shit like that has happened to me so many times where people falsely accused me of things and then they got away with it. They like never even went back to say, oh, you know, she didn't do that. Excuse me. I think I might have inhaled a piece of tobacco. But like, I'm tired of being quiet and not being angry with people. Like, Michael deserves all my anger, and so does Charles Watson. Like, these fucking people did so much to fuck my life up. And, I mean, a huge reason of why I don't have a house right now is because of Charles Watson, my former ex. Oh my God. Like, I don't know how they sleep at night. I don't know how they can, like, look at themselves in the mirror and not know what insufferable pieces of shit they both are. I mean, wow. So, yeah, that's fun. Oh my God. So, anyway, that's that story. I mean, the fuck? So it's like, you know, now when people do background checks on me, you know, they see what my mom said about me. What, maybe, I don't know if what my sister said about me is, you know, is anywhere. Like, because I don't think, excuse me, I don't think she ever, like, told any officials. Because it didn't happen when we were kids. That story didn't come up until, excuse me, she was in her 20s at some point. I don't know when exactly she started telling people. But I think Kirby Elizabeth Bedoya, my half-sister, started telling that story when she married Justin Bedoya. And, you know, I mean, what the fuck, though? I mean, these people are awful people. And yet, all of them have a roof over their head. They all have money in the bank. They're horrible people. Like, I can't even, I cannot. I will not. Like, I would never. I mean, if my sister came crawling back to me on her fucking belly, I would never talk to her again. I mean, she told people for years, for like 20 years, that I beat her every day when we were growing up. What? Like, where was my mom? Where was Jared, our brother? Where was all the friends of the family that we had? I mean, we had lots of friends of the family. We had, you know, we had people, we had teachers at Roosevelt School where we went to elementary school. Like, there's no way I would ever gotten away with that. There's no fucking way ever. My mom would have killed me, first of all. And second of all, like, people would have seen marks on her. I mean, people would have noticed. People would have heard me yelling or seen it. People were always in our house. What the fuck? So, and then, you know, this false police report that Michael filed, and like what Charles Watson told the police when I took the car back from him, he totally lied to them. Like, told them I was some horrible drug addict, crazy person. I'm just like, does this ever fucking end? Can you, do you guys ever feel bad for any of the things that you do? I mean, like, Charles Watson ruined, or tried to ruin, his ex-wife's life. Same fucking thing. All very horribly narcissistic and vindictive people. My sister, my mother, Michael, Charles, all of them. Fucking horrible. Like, not good people. And, I mean, my mom and I were always very close. It wasn't until about the last 10 years of her life that she was on so many pills and drinking while taking those pills that it was like there wasn't any sanity left in her. But she wasn't like that before. I mean, she always took medication, but she didn't drink and she didn't do drugs. But, man, once my sister had her kids and my mom, all my mom wanted was to be a grandma. That's all my mom ever wanted. Not all she ever wanted, but you know what I mean. That's one of the things she wanted very badly. And when when Kirby got pregnant and had her first kid, I knew it was going to break my mom's heart, and it did. My mother died of a broken heart. Not because of me, not because of my brother, but because my sister held those children over my mom's head and wouldn't let her see them, and all kinds of, my sister did all kinds of weird shit with her kids. Like emotional blackmail, basically. Total energy vampire, my sister, my half-sister. And she, you know, I mean, she, for all intents and purposes, she ruined my reputation by telling this lie. And it's like, did anyone ever even come to me and say, hey, Rebecca, by the way, your sister's saying all this shit about you? Or, you know, hey, Rebecca, is this true? Nobody ever even asked me. I didn't even know until about approximately, it was in 2020, I think I found out that my sister had been, like, telling everybody that I beat her every day. Like, are you fucking high or not high enough, Kirby? Like, my sister's a total alcoholic. She drank while nursing her babies. People don't know that about her. Her husband's an alcoholic too. They always were. That was always my sister's drug of choice, was alcohol. Of course, she's done lots of other things too, but alcohol mainly. And just like terrible, terrible things. You know, I really don't, like, I don't have any answers for why they did what they did, because nobody's ever, again, like I said, nobody's ever come to me and said, hey, look, I'm really sorry. You know, I fucked up, or I was scared, or fucking anything. Nobody ever gave me an explanation about why they did what they did. Never. Not my mom, not fucking nobody. So, oh, the joy. Unbelievable. And like here I sit, you know, without a house, without a roof over my head, without a yard for my dog, without a bathroom to take a piss in, you know, without a shower to wash the dirt off my body. I sleep in my sleeping bag every night. You know, it's fucking cold every night. And you know, I can't cook any, I mean, I can cook, but I've got to fucking, like, you know, unpack the car, pack the car back. I mean, it's so much work to live in my car. It's so much work. And yet, does anybody even ever ask me if I'm okay? No, never. Nobody ever calls me and asks me any fucking thing. Never. Nobody says, hey, you know, I thought you might want to get out of your car for a weekend. Never. No, it doesn't happen. So, anyway, that's my lovely story. I don't know what's wrong with those people. I mean, I do, but, you know, I also know that a lot of people don't believe in the same things that I do. So, you know, I'm not going to try to force, you know, my beliefs down their throat. But, like, you know what? If you don't believe in possession, I don't know what else that was. Like, I don't know why. Like, I mean, I sacrificed my childhood for my sister and my brother and my mother. And still, my sister doesn't even claim that she knows me, you know. I gave up 20 years of my life for that fucking twit. And she is a twit. Stupid person. Embarrassingly stupid. And cruel person, too. Very much about, like, facade and, you know, how things appear rather than how they really are. And yeah, they're all alive. You know, Michael's alive. My other ex, Charles, is still alive, and my sister's alive. But my brother, who was a really good, sweet person, is dead. My mom, who really only ever did her best, and I know that she was like, you know, she did some fucked up shit while, you know, when she was on drugs and alcohol, but, you know, I don't blame her for it. You know, I'm not angry with her. But, like, my sister, what are you doing? Like, I don't even know. And Mike and fucking Chuck, fucking awful people. Nothing good about them. Not any of them. Horrible people. And I mean, I don't say that lightly. And I don't say that just because of the things that they've done to me. I know about a lot of things that they've done to other people. Horrible, horrible things. And yet, they're all just, like, living. Just, you know, fine. You know, the fuck. Anyway, I just had to get that off my chest, I guess, because I got some news today about about something that was related to, you know, something that didn't happen for me because of Michael's lies about me. You know, what can you do? I mean, what can I do? Nothing. Tell the truth. That's all I can do, really. It's like, you know, speak out and tell people that's not true. That's not what happened. But I don't really know that anybody gives a shit. You know, I mean, I don't think my phone has rang for, I think it's been a month, I think, pretty much. Since I've, like, talked to anyone on the phone, since anyone's called me. You know, the one person I had called friend for a while, I can't be friends with that person anymore. They're not a good person either. And he's a fucking minister, you know, in Florida. Like, not a good person. Telling me I called him all kinds of names. I'm like, when did I do this? Like, in text. But I went over the text. There's nothing there. I told him he was a shitty friend, but I never called him any names. I don't even know what that person is talking about, so I don't talk to them at all, and I won't talk to them again. And this other stuff, I really like, you know, to find out today that, you know, one of the biggest reasons that I don't have something that I earned is because of his lies, because of Michael Wood's lies. Michael Douglas Wood. An idiot. Anyway. That's all I have to say for now. Love, blessings, compassion to everyone. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.